So 20 dark psychological tactics that you guys can use to make any woman fall in love with you. These tactics are more specifically for people who are in relationships and you feel like the relationship is not going well. For girls who you are just friends with benefits. If you consistently keep getting girls but losing them the next day, like you notice how some guys just know how to get girls but they don't know how to keep them. If you keep losing girls, if girls are not as interested in you but kind of interested but not as interested, these tactics are made to make them fall in love. I do warn you that making girls fall in love is not as fun as it looks. When you use these tactics correctly, you're going to have girls who want to be around you. And if you never had that before, it could be a very weird experience because you're going to notice that it gets old after a while. It's not as fun as it looks. Having girls being needy around you and wanting to see you is not as fun as it looks. Okay? So just giving you a warning, getting girls to fall in love with you may seem pretty, but once you have a girl who's obsessed with you, it's not going to be as pretty as it looks. I'm just letting you guys know. So if you guys want this is the video, alright? Because these are 20 dark shit. I've been teaching this to women because women like these dark psychological manipulative tactics. But I was like, you know what? I cannot be a hypocrite and just teach this to women. So let's get started. The first step is this. You got to choose the right victim. You have to choose the right woman, right? I got this straight from The Art of Seduction. You can't choose a woman who's happy with her life. You can't choose a woman who has high self-esteem. You can't choose a woman who feels confident about her life because there has to be a need. There has to be a need that hasn't been met in her life. Because if there hasn't been, if there's not a need in that woman, you can't fulfill that. In order to make a woman really fall in love with you and become obsessed with you, you have to find where she's vulnerable and become that source of validation for that vulnerability. It is extremely rare that you're going to see someone who's very confident, who genuinely has confidence in themselves, become obsessively in love with someone. Like, obsessed. It's very rare. Only those who have low self-esteem and who need validation are those who become obsessed with partners once they break up with them. For example, let's say that you dated a girl who was out of your league, right? By simply dating a girl who's out of your league, when she breaks up with you, you're going to have a tough time letting go of her because she became the source of your validation. People liked you because you were with her. So picking the right victim entails in picking a girl who doesn't have much going on in her life. I'm not serious. The less busy she is, the better. Now look, it sounds dark, but I told you, it's dark. You see, you can't use these tactics on everybody. So that's the first step. Choose the right victim so that you can become the man who sweeps her off her feet. The second one, send mixed signals. Make her feel as though she has you. Like, make her feel as though she has you and then take it away, alright? To make a woman fall in love with you, it's best to make her feel the loss of losing you. For example, have you ever noticed that when you're not needy, right? Let's say you feel good, nothing's wrong, right? But suddenly, you notice that a girl likes you. She sends you a text, hey, how are you? I want to hang out with you, right? Now you want to meet her, right? And now, because she likes you, you actually want to meet her. But then she texts you and says, you know what, we can't meet up. What happened here now? In the past, you didn't want to meet her, right? But because the opportunity came, you felt like you gained something. And now, now you lost her. What happens? Now you want her more. You want her more than you initially wanted her. Okay? So by making the girl feel as though they have you, by actually showing attraction, it causes women to actually become confused. For example, you act as though you really like her in person. Like, you really show attraction in person, but through text message, you sound cold and bland. I had a friend, his name was Tim. He used to do this. He was an extremely friendly guy, right? But through text messaging, he sounded like he was pissed off. So when I would text him, I'm like, yo, we meeting up? And he'll just send, yeah. Yo, what's up? What are you up to today? Nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? You mad at me, right? Like, it really looked like he sounded pissed off. But then when I met the guy in person, when I would hang out with him, he's like the friendliest guy in the world. So those mixed signals, when I meet him, I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot. He's actually a nice guy. That's how he is. But then when he would text me, I'm like, oh shit, what, is he mad at me? So he was saying mixed signals. Another way you could do this is actually show that you like the girl. Like, take her out on a date and actually treat her well. But then do the total opposite and back away from her. You see, you make her feel like, yes, look at him. He took me out on a date, right? And she's like, I had him. But then she's like, what the fuck? Like, after he took me out on a date, he didn't text me back for a couple days. What the fuck is that? It would have not worked. Not texting her would have not worked if you would have not given her the promise of you have me. But by backing away, it makes you feel like, what the fuck? He doesn't like me no more? So that's how you do it. Number three, have contrasting qualities. Don't just, if you're, for example, I'm a nice person, right? I have a very nice person kind of look. I look like a boy, like a young boy. So if you look like if you have the appearance of a nice young boy, you want to have an air of evil, an air of sexuality to you in order to give you that contrast. If you're a very masculine person, you want to have an air of femininity. So that it kind of balances out, because when you're too masculine, it shows insecurity because that's overcompensation. By having a balance of masculinity and femininity, it'll give you that air of I could trust them. You see, it gives you contrasting quality. It makes you edgy. So if you're a very masculine person, have a spiritual side to you, and don't be obvious about your spiritual side. Be subtle. But communicate it in a subtle way. Don't just tell her you meditate. Let her find out by her own. Don't even say you meditate. If you're a very masculine person, don't say you meditate. Allow her to see that you meditate through your Instagram. But the point is that you want to have those qualities where she says to herself, wait a minute, I would not imagine he actually did that. It's kind of like Kanye West. When you see Kanye West being nice to his wife, you're like, oh, he's actually a nice guy. You see? So it really rounds a person. Number 4, create a triangle of desire. Talk about other females you actually admire. For example, if she's a blonde who has a nice ass, talk about other females that you find attractive that have dark hair and nice titties and dark skin. Or talk about, it doesn't matter, but the point is that it has to be the total opposite of how she looks. Talk about another woman that looks the total opposite of how she looks, so that she can become her own her competition. Right? Again, it doesn't have to be real. It could be someone it could be a celebrity. But the point is that by simply letting her know your type, right? And telling her that she's so hot, or that you admire her for this, it gives her a competition. Even better, if they're actually real female friends. Have female friends hang around you. You see? And when you have that, you create that little competition. Trust me, on the dating channel for women that I have, where I primarily teach dark psychological tactics like these, because I don't know how to pick up, man, but I do know how to fuck with people's minds, right? And so if you guys want to learn fucked up tactics, that's the channel to go. I do talk about how to talk to men, but just apply to women and you get the same result, all right? But the point is that by having that triangle of desire, it causes pre-selection and it raises your value as an individual. But the thing is, you have to be subtle. Don't just be obvious. You see what I'm saying? Don't just be obvious. For example, a subtle way to do this is going on Facebook, posting a music video of the girl who you think looks a total opposite of how she looks, and say, damn, I love the way she looks. She's so fucking hot. Right? You see what I'm saying? Don't even tag her. But the point is, she's going to see that post and she's going to know. Because girls know about their bodies, you see? And that causes people to actually want to be around you more because of the pre-selection. All right? Number 5, inflict pain. Do not be afraid to inflict pain. Guys are afraid to inflict pain on a woman. Guys are afraid to actually offend them. Don't be afraid to do that. I'm not talking about doing it intentionally. I'm talking about when it naturally arises, do not be afraid to offend her. All right? Because if you inflict pain, it means you also inflict pleasure. When you're not on her radar, when she doesn't like you, she becomes indifferent. She thinks of you as a nobody else. Right? Your compliments don't mean shit and your insults don't mean shit. But when you're able to inflict pain, she's gonna back or rationalize that she likes you. Because by simply inflicting pain, it means that you also can alleviate her pain and bring pleasure. Bring pleasure. So by simply being okay with offending her, that shows the power that you have over her. You see? And it's a little fucked up. So learn how to criticize her. Criticize her about the things that she does wrong. Alright? And don't be afraid to piss her off. Because once you're able to piss her off, you want to be able to then validate her. It's strategic. See, this is the strategy. You piss her off, criticize her, and then validate her with something that she needs validation of. You see what I'm saying? It could be a skill that she sucks in, and validate her and tell her that she's actually good. And by receiving your validation, because she got the rejection from you, it feels better. Athletes, for example, if you're an athlete and you get criticized by a certain reporter all the time, you're going to value that reporter's compliments a lot more than reporters who always compliment you. Because you know that person annoys the fuck out of you because he's always complaining about you. See what I'm saying? Number 6, the art of insinuation. Insinuation is all about planting insecurities at a subconscious level. For example, talking about how for example, let's say that she is not a passionate person, right? you subtly insinuate to her that you love people who are passionate. For example, I love women who are passionate, man. Like women who are going towards their goals, you know what I'm saying? And then changing the topic, all right? Talk about something that you know that she cannot meet during a conversation, and just say it, but then quickly change the topic. For example, if she has big tits but doesn't have a nice ass, say, damn, I love girls with nice hips, and then change the topic. Don't even let her elaborate on that topic. Why? Because by insinuating that you love girls who have large hips, right? And she knows that she doesn't have them. By changing the topic, you are just putting it as a seed in her subconscious mind. So that the next time that she thinks of it, randomly in the shower, she's going to say, holy shit, like, she's going to feel that insecurity. Or like, I don't match up that well, you know? And because it came from you, she's not going to attribute it coming from me, but the emotion to get the validation will be felt by wanting to get the validation from you. So you're planting the insecurity that you only can meet. But you have to do it in a subtle way. So the best way to do it is do it during conversation where you guys are bantering and she's thinking of what to say next. So that she doesn't really think about too much of what you're saying, but that it registers at a very subconscious level. Or use it when she's relaxed. You know, when she's about to go to sleep, when you guys just have sex, just chilling. And when you do it in a relaxed way, it gets into her subconscious. Just do it in any of those two ways. Insinuation is one of those ways to actually get to people's subconscious mind and poke at it so that they seek validation from you. Number 7, set up challenges and barriers. You want to be able to make the relationship nice and spicy, all right? So a lot of the times things become too safe. So for example, like having sex. You can have sex in your room all the time, and that's fine, right? But that's where most people have sex. If you want to have much better sex and give her an experience that she doesn't forget, have a friend go in the apartment and tell her we gotta have sex we gotta have quiet sex because my friend, he's in his room. You see, by setting that barrier of quiet sex, it gives you more of like, ooh, this is wrong. Ooh, shh, we can't do this. We gotta be quiet. You see, or having sex in a public place, we gotta be quiet. We can't let them see us. You see, like setting those intentional challenges, because sometimes it gets too boring. So what I used to do is I actually made it difficult on her to have sex with me. So I made sure that there was some risk of being with me. So setting up challenges and barriers makes the interaction a lot better. You see what I'm saying? And it also makes them chase. Like for example, like having girls sneak into your apartment. All right, acting as though you actually have a roommate when in reality you don't have a roommate, but acting as though you have a roommate and saying, shh, we gotta be quiet. Okay, that gives you like that childish tendency, like you feel like as though you're back to your childhood. Number 8, and mind you, if the video stops suddenly, I'm gonna make it part 2 because this stops at 30 minutes. Number 8, create temptation. All right, literally enjoy teasing her. A lot of women are not tempted. Guys don't tempt women because they're so fucking thirsty. All right, so one of the things that I love to do, I really love to do this. I really just love teasing women. For example, I'll meet up with a girl, make it seem as I'm about to have sex with her, and then just literally leave. Just say, fuck that shit, I'm teasing you, girl, and leave. When you have an air of, this is all a game, women are gonna appreciate you. Women love being teased, especially when you're doing it intentionally as a game. Tease the girl because it makes the interaction so much better. You imagine that shit, like saying, yeah, he came over and he just left. Why did he leave? He just said he wanted to tease me. He's actually enjoying teasing me, this motherfucker. You see? And that anger, the frustration, like this motherfucker is teasing me, makes them want you more. You see? The frustration is linked to you. Remember, pain is good. No, it's not bad to women to link pain to you. It's actually a good thing. Alright? Guys who they don't care about don't inflict pain. Remember that. Alright? And the thing is that by simply becoming that source of pain, by creating temptation and all that sort of stuff, you become infinitely more attractive. There's an aura around you that a lot of guys don't have. Okay, so enjoy teasing the woman. For example, talk to her while you finger her and then push her away. And then she's like, "Why you stop fingering me?" I'm like, "Get away, girl, man. I'm trying to sleep here." You see? As long as you clearly communicate that you're teasing her, she's gonna love it. Alright? And then also make sure unpredictable. Is he gonna come to have sex? I don't know. I'm gonna try and make him to have sex with me. You see, it makes them chase. It's a powerful thing. The next one is number 9, give thoughtful gifts. Don't just give a gift that you just give anyone else. Give a gift that's actually thoughtful. And this is something that's individual for each person. Listen to what the person is saying. Listen to what the person's saying. Listen to what the person loves. Listen to the things that they love that not a lot of people appreciate. Make the gift unique and creative to the point that they say, wow, I would have never thought about that. Wow, I didn't know you actually knew this about me. The thing is, you'll find out. Go to her Facebook, go to her Instagram. It doesn't matter. You'll find out what the girl loves, because everyone is individual and everyone leaves clues about what they want. The reason why giving them a good gift is important because it is. Remember what I said? Make them feel as though they have you. By giving a thoughtful gift, it's very complimentary. It makes you feel as though you're thinking of them. But then right after you give the gift, back off. That's a mixed signal. Giving a very thoughtful gift, it says, wow, I really, really like you. But then backing off confuses the girl. And that state of confusion is where you want to be, because that enables you to actually influence them and change them and manipulate them. It's a crazy thing. It's one of the craziest things. Let me see. Take a step back. So, for example, learning how to take strategic step backs. For example, during the first stage of the relationship, you take step back, right? For example, you don't show interest in the beginning and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of guys make mistake that they only stop doing that during the beginning of the relationship. During each phase of the relationship, you want to be able, as you're going through the relationship, you want to be able to have little steps down and then go up, steps down, go up, down, up. Why? Because if you just have this is not real. This is not realistic. This is realistic. For example, he likes you, somebody loses interest. Then when somebody loses interest, the other partner gains interest. When the other partner gains interest, somebody else loses interest. Then the other partner loses interest and the other one gains interest. You see? You want to have this, and the only way to have that uppity down relationship where it inevitably goes higher is through taking step backs. For example, you show interest, for example, like in the beginning you don't show interest, but then like 6 months in, learn how to take one step back, but don't do it obvious. Do the subtle step backs. You see, when the relationship is gonna end. You feel when the relationship is gonna end. Like they literally just stop texting you as often. The conversations aren't as interesting. You see, for like a couple of days. By making it so, it's not something that you can just point at. You just feel it in the air, and the way you make that is by not sending as many text messages, like I said, not having as long as conversation. You see, not talking as much. Just do it subtly. Just take one little step back, because they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it. And once you feel that they're seeking validation, then you reward them with more attention. And so you reward them, you're rewarding the action of chasing you. It's a powerful thing. So learn how to take mini and subtle step backs during the relationship. But make it subtle. Because when you make it subtle, you want her to interpret you. You don't want her to fully understand you. You want her to interpret you, so that her mind could create the image that they have of you, right? Number 11, disarm her with vulnerability. A lot of times, a lot of guys don't know how to use these tactics because they look very obvious, all right? So by showing vulnerability, which is to say showing a part of you that's weak, showing a part of you that you need help in, it enables her to see the real human in you. You see? So for example, a vulnerability that I have is my inability to control myself around women. I love women. So because of that, women know that I cannot control myself. So whenever I take a step back, it doesn't seem strategic, because they know that my nature is an uncontrollable boy who cannot resist their beauty. So because of that, because they know I cannot control myself, they said to themselves, holy shit, this is no joke. He cannot do this consciously. You see? So it actually works even better. And also, vulnerability is also like sadness, depression, or a part of you that's incomplete and imperfect. Like being addicted to something, or having it, or being angry, an angry individual. By having a fault, it makes them want to fix you. You see? So, for example, let's say that you're a sad person. Making her want to make you feel better, you're mixing in the lust with sympathy, which creates love. You see, when you mix in the lust with the sympathy, we wanted to help them out, you create that lust. For example, let's say that a woman really likes you, right? But then let's say you get in an accident and she's in the hospital with you for 3 days. During that time of helping you out and nurturing you, they're going to start to fall in love with you. That's what happens. So make sure you put yourself in a weak position. But in order for you to do that, you have to let go of the masculine part of you. You have to learn to embrace some femininity, because the masculinity and your insecurity doesn't allow you to do that. You see? So don't be afraid to show that you're weak. Don't be afraid that you have a weakness. Just show your weaknesses. Embrace it. And that's going to be used in order to help them become attracted to you, because it makes you look human, all right? Again, it's an easy way to actually disarm her. All right, be uncontrollable around her. Show that you cannot control yourself around her. Show that her beauty is too much for you. Like I said earlier, by being uncontrollable around her, by wanting her, by showing that you cannot resist her charm, is extremely charming. Everyone loves to be admired, adored, you see, praised. So by showing your inability to control yourself around her, it's very flattering. It shows weakness. It shows an inner child, right? And also, like I said earlier, it enables you to hide these tactics, because when you show that you cannot control yourself around her, like a child, because of her beauty, it will make everything that you do appear as always honest and spontaneous. Because if you cannot control yourself, that means that everything you do comes from the moment. And it's more adorable. I'm telling you, like, this is one of my things that I do that's actually fucking amazing how this works. Because women know that I cannot control myself around them. And they love that shit. It's weird. Number 13, give them space. They fall in love with you when they're not around you. They realize they're in love with you once they see you once again, but that process happens when you're not around. It happens through their imagination. But if you're consistently around them, their imagination is not going to fill you up. So you have to give them space, back off. And once you back off, it enables them to actually think of you. And remember, your imagination, whenever there's a need, your imagination exaggerates the figment of that's going on in the present moment. So if they feel depressed and they start thinking of you because of depression, it's going to enhance how they view you. Alright? And so because it's going to enhance how they view you, because remember, you have to pick the right victim. You can't pick a happy person because they'll have something else to distract themselves with. But because you pick the right victim, by simply giving them space, you pursue, then give them space, it gives them time to actually process you and idealize you. Giving a girl space is one of the most important things to do. It's very important, and a lot of guys don't implement this. You see? That's why a lot of fuck buddies become relationships, because you don't see them as often, and because you don't see them as often, you give them space, and they feel that you're not committed, and it causes the girls to actually become more attracted. Once again, it'll give them an opportunity to chase, and it'll seem as though you're not needy. By simply giving them space, it eliminates the biggest determinant to women falling in love, which is neediness. All right. Number 14, engage in their deepest narcissism. For example, everyone. The biggest form of flattery is what? Imitation. Everyone has an idealized perception of who they are. They will love you if you embody the idealized person that they are. For example, if you do yoga, if the girl loves yoga and she loves doing yoga, and her part of her identity is being a yoga person, like her fucking profile picture is doing yoga, it learns to enjoy yoga. Do yoga with her and actually show that you actually enjoy it. What's going to happen is that she's going to see, holy shit, you see, I was right. You see, I was able to help a person out. So now to her, you become more than just a person. You become that person that she knows, that you become that representation of the person who she is. And that's flattery. It's kind of like seeing somebody use my tactics. I literally become flattered when people tell me that they use my tactics and it works. You see? And that actually helps with women, especially with women, because they're insecure. So by saying that you have influence, that she has influenced you in a positive way, it enables them to actually want you more, because she says, holy shit, like when I'm with them, I see the idealization of who I am. And you become more than just any other person. All right? It's crazy. So engage in the deepest narcissism. Remember, women love themselves. Okay? Women love themselves. Right? Like, for example, one of the things that some of the guys do that I know is they make videos of their girlfriends. Like, if they achieve a certain goal, they record it. All right, and once they achieve a certain goal, they record it and give it to them. And their girlfriend posts it on their Facebook. They're like, look at my boyfriend, he's such an awesome guy. You see, like, they're engaging in the narcissism. And they're going to love you more for that, because it says, wow, so much commitment just for me. You see? And then when you learn to give space, it causes them to become confused, and that's where falling in love comes into place. Again, if the video shuts off, I'm going to make another one. Continue this. Number 15, don't let her take you for granted, all right? Use pain, pleasure, and absence in order for them to appreciate you. A lot of the times when relationship goes stale is because of overstimulation. Like I said earlier, back off. Let them appreciate you by giving them space and inflicting pain and pleasure. For example, breaking up with them and then taking them back, doing a preemptive breakup. If you feel like she's not appreciating you, break up with her. Say, look, man, I don't feel like this is going nowhere. Like, I'm not happy in this relationship anymore. I don't think we should see each other. Once you do that, she's going to feel the loss and need your validation. And then she's going to want to get the validation through and reinitiating what you guys once had. And the attraction she's gonna feel afterwards is gonna be even more than last time. Like, it really works. Like, every girl who has broken up with you that you kind of like, you like them more because they broke up with you. Like, come on, don't lie. All right. Number 16, combine their passion with sex. For example, if you know that for example, if you smoke weed, right, and no girl has ever had sex with you while smoking weed, and you do that, you're gonna remember her because you engage in your passion with sex. Let's say you play basketball and you play basketball and you play one-on-one with your girl, right? And she fucking touches your dick while you're playing basketball. She does anything sexual, like touching your dick, teasing you and all that shit while people are around. You're mixing up what you really love with sex, and it causes that connection. For example, let's say that she plays the guitar. Find a way to combine guitar with sex. Or let's say that she loves to read. Find a way to combine reading with sex. For example, I'll eat you out and see if you can focus on the book while I eat you out. Stuff like that. Like there was this girl who knew I loved reading books, so she gave me head while I tried to read a chapter from the book, you see. And because of that, it made me think of her like, holy shit, like she fulfilled a fantasy of mine. But because she combined something that I love with sex, it really made me like it put her in a different category in my mind, and that's better than anything else. That's better than just being any average girl. You know what I'm saying? Number 15, okay, no, that's not it, number 15. Number 17, make her fantasy a reality. Find out what her secret fantasies are that err on the side of the taboo and make it happen. She'll become obsessed with you. A lot of guys are afraid to do role plays. For example, a lot of girls want to have like the rape fantasy. Fucking do that. Find out what her fantasies are. Do that, because if you're able to fulfill her fantasies and do what she loves sexually, she's gonna fucking love that shit. Alright? Not only do you emotionally stimulate her, but you actually become the figment of her imagination. You embody her fantasies. That's fucking amazing. The freakier you are, the better. Find out where her fantasies are. What she's more like a motherly figure, like she was the older child, and so she didn't have a childhood. Learn to take the role of the dad and become her daddy. Play the fantasy of the dad with the little girl. Hey, little girl, I know I should have been doing this. Play the taboo. As the more taboo it is, the fantasy, the better, because it'll put you like, it's like me against the world. Nobody can find out, and it becomes your own little secret. I'm telling you, a lot of girls have the rape fantasy, and not a lot of guys have the balls to actually fulfill that fantasy, man. Look for a fantasy. A lot of guys don't actually actively seek for a woman's fantasy. Look for it and make it happen. And I promise you, you're gonna be viewed as a fucking freak in their mind, and that's a lot more valuable than not being a freak. Alright? Number 18, have boundaries. Make sure that she feels your boundaries, because when a woman feels your boundaries, that's when they actually experience you. For example, let's say that a girl visits you from another state and she doesn't want to pay for anything. Fucking tell her, look, we're splitting it in half. I don't care. Like, we're splitting it in half. By saying that we're splitting it in half, yeah, it's kind of awkward, and she may feel awkward, and maybe she didn't expect that. But because you're placing your boundaries on her, and you're stopping her, if she feels your power by placing your boundaries. For example, if she litters and you don't like littering, so like, actually say, like, I don't like people who litter around me. Just say that. If you say that, she's gonna feel her boundaries. Like, she's like, oh, my bad, I didn't know that. You see, like, it really is a powerful thing. A lot of guys are afraid to do that because it feels like they're going to lose attraction. That's quite the contrary. Number 19, natural qualifiers. Rather than naturally qualifying a woman, like saying, do you smoke? No, I don't smoke. Oh, okay, that's good. I don't like people who smoke. That they don't feel the qualification. Qualify a woman according to something that you actually love. For example, let's say that you love reading books, right? And if somebody tells you that they don't read books, you can naturally react in a negative way. You don't even need to try to react in a negative way. You just naturally react in a negative way because that's an actual passion. So by having a natural qualifier, like, do you like to read books? By actually caring about the response, they're gonna feel that there's a response that she needs to have. So she says, do you read books? No, I don't read books. Oh, okay. Anyways, by simply doing that, naturally reacting, she's gonna feel like there's a disapproval. She's gonna feel that at a subtle way. Remember, the more subtle your disinterest and your mixed signals, the better. So by subtly communicating that, she's gonna think, what, she doesn't like that? What, he doesn't like that? Remember, you want to make her interpret you, not know you. So by having natural qualifiers, it works. Like, for example, if she says she reads books, you can actually naturally reward her. You see? that's a powerful thing, and it's the best way to qualify. So find out the things that you naturally appreciate in women and qualify them and actually care about the answers, because your subcommunication is going to communicate that if they actually qualify or if they're actually disqualified. Either way, you win, because they're going to feel that you actually have values and you're not just talking to her because of her looks. All right. Number 20, isolate her, and this is the last